Why, hello and welcome. I am your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today we will talk about the age-old question that I hear thrown around for many, many years. Is Lotro worth playing? Is Lotro dying? These questions are always tossed around, and they've been tossed around for many years. So today, you're going to hear from a player who's been playing Lotro from the very beginning, and what really is the case with this question. So we will do very, very long, but I want to talk about this just a little bit because I saw an article today, a YouTube video, where someone basically, they cited YouTube Google searches to say if the game is dying or not. Well, let me just tell you, everyone. Straight out from my view on it, it's not. And before you start doing crazy stuff in the comments and all your things and everything, everyone's saying stuff, don't fight. I'm going to try to come from this from a perspective of a player, yes, who loves the game and has been here for many years, but also with reason. And there's always some sensibleness in some of these comments or videos over the years, but at the same time there is a bit of, as we say, exaggeration in the, as you all can know. So basically, for one thing, people think like cite Google searches. How much people search Lord of the Rings online? Well, this is very important to know one thing about the Lord of the Rings Online, everybody. This is a type of a little bit of a criticism too. They've never been very good at advertising. But you must understand, the Lord of the Rings Online has a massive player base. It really does. For example, I have not looked at this in the last year, but in the 2 years ago, the Lord of the Rings Online actually had more active players than Guild Wars 2. Now that's saying something. Now again, I can't bring up the thing to cite that. Everyone's gonna be like, where is that? Link it, link it, link it. Okay, this is just from someone looked it up and told me about it, okay? But the point is I'm not arguing that. The point is, the game is not dying, you guys. The player base is huge. For example, many years ago, let's about 8 years ago. The game is about 14 years old now. Let's say about 8 years ago, right after the peak. So the peak of this game, one of its peaks, was in the second expansion with the Mines of Moria. There were so many players. And then it dwindled a little and came back in other expansions and so on and so forth. But many people have always said over the years, Lotro is dying, and all these comments. Unfortunately, it comes from a little bit of a rumor, like a telephone that's happening, okay? So people are kind of telephoning that information around, and people just believe it blindly and without actually looking. The thing is, there's not a lot of content creators of the Lord of the Rings Online. Me, your host, Zollin Ironshield, I have just started in the last year making content for this game. And by the way, if this game was dying, do you really think they would have just released a giant expansion? Behind me, Gundabad. Really? Like, come on, guys. Right there, that tells you something, okay? And then another thing, keeping up with the times, right? Well, of course, this is a real thing, right? This is a classic MMO, Lord of the Rings Online. We have to keep up with the times. But the Lord of the Rings Online has already realized that the Amazon Lord of the Rings TV series coming out will be a huge way to pull in new blood into the game, besides their just really strong fan base. So, the cool thing will be that we will bring in, hopefully, more fans. So, what they're going to do is they're actually going to try to update things where the graphic quality might be better for better, newer systems and newer computers. Again, I think this game looks pretty good. Look at my fancy armor. It's a beautiful art style. I love this game. I mean, look at that wonderful, amazing view of Gundabad right there. It goes way in there, right? But anyway, to continue on my point and not get distracted, another thing is a lot of people are like, well, MMOs come and go. Well, that is, of course, an inevitable outcome of everything on the planet, my friends. But the Lord of the Rings is not going anywhere anytime soon. Neither is this dwarf. I'm a very stubborn dwarf. But my point is, many games are based on themselves, the game. The nice thing with Lord of the Rings Online is it's based on a fan base from Tolkien and his books. So, for example, as long as Tolkien's book survives, there's always a way to bring in more players through that, if that makes sense. For example, if I compare it to something like, let's say, I'm not attacking any of these MMOs, but World of Warcraft or Terra Online. Yes, there are books, but usually the books came after. They came later. With the Lord of the Rings Online, you're built on a base already of Tolkien's world, right? So it's already a fantastic and amazing world, right? All right, so that's one point I wanted to cite for this thing. And again, one point I really want to make out is a lot of people are very Eeyores when it comes to this. I'm not attacking Eeyore for Winnie the Pooh, but the, oh, it's dying, there's nothing we can do about it. That is not the case, my friends. As a dwarf of the Lonely Mountain, look at how hard we fought for Area 4 to get it back from Smog. That looked hopeless too. But we did it. So, with the help of some burglars, we can keep Lotro going too. And Lord of the Rings Online. So, the thing is, I must tell you, is there is a strong player base, and there's always been this small minority of people who make comments about Lotro's bad this, Lotro's bad that. And before you attack me in the comments, I will not listen to silly comments. I will not even give you the time of day, because this is my video. So if you put a dumb comment, and if it's a rude comment, I might just remove it. I know, Zollin's getting a little spicy, but I don't mind different comments on things you might agree with or disagree, that's fine, but do it in a civil manner, my friends, please, and don't fight each other in the comments. So, again, we must think about this from a perspective, right? We have to think about the fact that this game has been around for 14 years. It has weathered the storm. Many games and MMOs have come and gone, but Lotro is still here, and they've been working and working. Now, there's their real criticisms for Lotro, for things they've done wrong, for things I hear with different... I'm not even going to point them all out, but there are real criticisms. My point is to make this an uplifting video and a positive, that Lotro is a very good game. You should definitely give it a look and a try, even if classic MMOs aren't your style. Things that Lotro have done a good job. I would like to list a few things. 1. Lotro has done a fantastic job with the storytelling. They have done a fantastic job of weaving your character's storyline into the magnificent story of J.R.R. Tolkien with all of the original people. So that is huge, my friends. Huge, huge, huge. So, that is a big one for me. Again, the gameplay and the combat. I do love it. It's my style. But, again, for some people it might be a little slow-paced. And I am a long-time League of Legends player, so I know fast-paced games. Alright? Lord of the Rings Online is more of my chill game that I play a lot. So, again, I commented on that because some people are like, well, classic MMOs are slower. They're not fast enough. Well, that is true. They have done much to streamline and speed up leveling, though, in this game, just like other classic MMOs, like maybe World of Warcraft. And again, here's another thing I'd like to state. Bad PR. People always say that there's so many people that don't like the Lord of the Rings Online, this and that and that. My friends... Okay, I've been in the community of the Lord of the Rings Online since the very beginning, since I was a very young dwarf lad. This just isn't the case. There's always been a couple people, there always is in life. There's always a few that hate something, right? But really, 95% of the community of Lord of the Rings Online loves the Lord of the Rings Online, versus, not to rag on any other games like World of Warcraft, they've had some serious PR issues, right? And for good reason. But the Lord of the Rings Online have just had some PR issues with, like, you know, oh, they have lag issues sometimes. Yes, that's a true thing they need to work on. Absolutely. I totally understand that. But they are working on it, and they're making it clear that they are trying to update things. And they really love their fan base. You can really tell. So they work very hard on that, and they're trying to bring more stuff in. So again, is the Lord of the Rings Online dying? No. I see so many videos on YouTube and things on posts and stuff that it's dying, or it's not that great, or it's old, it doesn't feel fresh, all these things. Really, my friends, again, it is up to the individual when they play, for of course, and what you like, but at the same time, these are very one-sided. Now again, you could say, well, Zollin, you're being very one-sided, you love the game, you've been playing it since it came out. Well, of course, that is a valid thing to say, but my point is, we need to be more neutral ground on this. It isn't all about that it's going the end of the game and we'll never have it again soon and it's dying and blah 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 blah. It's just not the case, my friends. Coming from a player who's been playing it a long time, and I will be a voice. I am voice of the rings again, but I will be a voice for the Lord of the Rings Online. I'd be happy to be. Again, my channel does not focus on just the Lord of the Rings Online. Shameless plug now if you want to subscribe to my channel. I do way other content. I was just inspired to make this quick little talk video because it has been bothering me for many years with these videos that are really one-sided and kind of clickbait. And I'm sorry if this video was clickbait for you guys, but it was to counter the other clickbait videos, my friends, with a positive spin that Lord of the Rings Online is not dying, and it is a rather great game. I would say fantastic, but maybe some others would not. But again, I think you should try it out. I think that you should be careful on what you believe in other videos. Even this video, you should try the game out for yourself. But this community is not small in the Lord of the Rings Online. It is not dying. And hopefully, we'll get more Google searches of the Lord of the Rings Online through more people who do content for it, which hopefully I would like to be one of those people to help make more content for it out there. More fun things. One thing I've never liked is they don't have a lot of voiceovers. Hence why I do voiceovers in the Lord of the Rings Online. It's really fun. We have a blast together, so if you want to join, click that subscribe button. And if you want to support Lotro, click that subscribe button, because I'm going to try to support it with my voice as much as I can. Baruch Kazad! Kazad I menu! Alright, my friends. Well, I wanted this to be an uplifting video, so again, I won't say anything else than that. I didn't want to make it super long, but I just wanted to kind of speak my dwarven mind and kind of give another voice out on the internet world about the Lord of the Rings Online, and I think you should all give it a try. And I completely understand basic criticism, but I feel like we're being Eeyores a lot with a lot of these videos, and they just focus on the bad, when there is way more good in this game than bad, my friends. Way more, I'm telling you. It is a fantastic game. Alright, well, and if your thing is just watching games like this, well, my channel's perfect for that. So, again, you guys have a wonderful day in Middle-earth. Please be civil in the comments, everyone. We'll have a wonderful time, and we will see you in the next episode of Voice of the Rings. And come play some Lotro with us. See you guys. Have a wonderful day in Middle-earth.